Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Do you have peace with God? Matthew 5:9. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called sons of God. Now, the Beatitudes all through this are a call to action, and they're going to be again today. Be pure in heart, be merciful, be righteous, mourn over your sin, be poor and meek before God and also other people. So today's thought is about peacemaking. Be a peacemaker with God, be a peacemaker with other people, and put yourself in a position to give voice to the path of peace to those around you. So who is it, and what do we call it when one is involved with reconciling other men to God? Well, we call that evangelism, or here, peacemaking. Now, here's the bad news that sets up today's thought, which is, why should you listen to the other 6 minutes of this? Well, without Jesus, you do not have peace with God. You are in a state of war with him. And bad news, you're the belligerent. So you are at fisticuffs with God. And a state of war exists between you and the God of the universe. That is, you are not at peace with God. So how did this happen? How did you wake up today and find yourself at odds with God? You don't even have to declare war. It already exists. Your people and your countrymen and your ancestors have seen to it long before you were born. And then, upon your coming of spiritual age, you're drafted into the fight. So if you carefully assess your thoughts, your words, your walk, you'll find you've not always and perfectly followed his way. So war is this messy, horrible, and terrible way to live. And imagine if you could get out of it. Here it is. Enter Jesus. Romans 5, chapter 5, verse 1. Therefore, since we have been justified by faith, we have peace with God through our Lord Jesus Christ. Through him, we have obtained access by faith into this grace in which we stand. So this is what Paul is telling the Romans. We have peace with God. But it's not everybody. So he's talking to believers in Rome and talking to those who are justified with God. That is, are in a state of peace. Those people have had their hostilities cease. And it's not because of you in credit. It's because of through him. How do we get access to it? By faith in him. So that is the righteousness that he has with God can be attributed to us knuckleheads. And it's by this pesky thing called faith. So I believe that he forgives my sin, and his righteousness with God is then applied to me. So I am right with God. That is, I'm not at war with him because of his activity, and my accessing that activity by faith in his activity. So I've used this phrase, coattail Christianity, before. That is, we ride to a place that only Jesus can go by riding on his coattails. And how do we do it? By using our superpower of faith. So think about this. God is just, and God in Jesus is the justifier. So he's the one that is at peace with God. And through him, we can also be at peace with God. We can be peacemakers then because he has made peace for us. So blessed are those who are at peace with God. And agree with me that it's a good thing not to be at war with God. All right, so I want to leave you with, for people who are watching today, who already enjoy a peace dividend with God. So are you supposed to be smugly enjoying your peace with God and prosperity with God all by yourself? And is selfishness and self-centeredness the reason that he has given you the peace dividend? It is only for you and nobody else? No. Blessed are those who can extend the peace of God that they have received to others who are at war with God. So, right, he's blessed me. Why? To be a blessing to others. So practically, I want to leave you with this. How can I bring peace to other belligerents who are thrashing about in hostility to God? Well, let's run a list here. Words. Give voice to the peace that is within you. Give voice to the hope that is within you. And then give legs to it. Give behavior. Give something demonstrable. Money. So give your money to the hope that is within you. Your giving, your generosity should be reflective of a life that is reconciled to God. Look at your checkbook, it should be quantifiable. Give obedience. I was thinking about the way people drive, all the ways you interact with authority and government, your tax return, your obedience, your submission. Well, then give diligence in work to the hope that is within you. Because don't you ultimately actually work for the Lord? And then give time in service. The way you serve, whose time are you utilizing? And how are you thinking about your fellow knuckleheads? Give peace to the hope in the way that you resolve conflict. So your conduct, when you're all riled up, should be reflective that you have had peace with God made for you by Jesus. So then we give words and worship. So your prayer life, your worship life, you mean I get to talk to the God of the universe, the one who has made my relationship right? Your words, your prayer life, and then your singing and worship and what you do on Sunday should reflect that. So here's the big point for today, that he has made peace with me. And the least I can do is act like it. That is, there should be a peace dividend in my life that is seen and I can demonstrate to those around me. That is how you become a peacemaker. Thanks for listening.